Reached out to Gary and said, look, I told him all the predicaments that we was in, Mr. Madden and I, the case, Yolanda Madden, and things that were going on. And I told him there has to be some type of program, some type of entity out there that can come in and investigate these officers.
So we've been in Odessa setting up a house to cause them to conduct an illegal raid, which they did.
Right. So tell me what just happened.
The police just kicked in the door to a house cop busters us rented. A grow light and put 2 little Christmas trees under it in potting soil, like we're growing little Christmas trees. And I guess they thought it was a grow room for marijuana. It was a trap we set, and it worked.
They went to police searched what they believed to be a marijuana grow house.
It turned out to be a phony setup by a reality show called Cop Busters, and the whole situation just won't go away.
What are you calling that? Just about to Hey, I'm Gary Cooper with Cop Busters. Why are you in my house? So we were really proud of that. So they're currently taking this sizzle reel. I signed with a company in New York, Candy and I did, and they're taking it to the broadcasters to see who wants to buy it. And they'll want us to do 13 episodes the first year. Yeah.
It's not enough.
Yeah. And then there was a writer in Hollywood that heard a National Public Radio interview that I had done. He wrote a script. Fox Studios loved it. And they're pitching a 60-minute drama like Nip Tuck about our lives. So we've got 2 deals working. Now, I told you that to tell you this. I don't have time to go through Harvard or even UT here to get the clout needed to win a seat as Texas Attorney General. I'm as good in court as any lawyer. I do all my own pro se stuff, and I'm good at it. Friends with many, many, many lawyers in Texas. In fact, Candy and I just got back from Houston 2 weeks ago. I taught a class to the Texas Criminal Defense Attorneys Association on canine false alerts. So we're going to use the fame and the money of these cop buster stings, along with a grassroots jury nullification campaign across Texas. That will give us the clout and the cash we need to get some things changed. Because I don't have a political downline. I don't have a political genealogy. I don't have loyalty to my father and my grandfather who voted their checkbooks instead of freedoms. I have a loyalty to the Texans and to what freedom really means. So we're going to be stinging cops all across Texas as they're making the news media. It's also going to be a reality show. And in 2010, I'll see you in the state capitol. I have an open door policy. I'm going to check out my new office up there. It's pretty hot. As your Texas Attorney General, first let me explain, basically what an Attorney General is. That's the top cop in Texas. He's the one who sets the attitude, the altitude, the latitude, the longitude, the heights and the depths of what law enforcement will look like for that state or the country. The Texas Attorney General, as far as I can tell in the past, acts like he's the government's lawyer, blindly protecting corruption and cops. These lawsuits, when you sue a cop, it goes to the Attorney General. The Texas Attorney General is your lawyer. The citizens of Texas's lawyer. And I'll represent you as your lawyer by doing the following within 30 days taking office. And I can do this. My band of lawyers that I run with researched it, and they said, if you say this, it's true. Within the first 30 days of my taking office, there will be a mandatory meeting where every chief of police and sheriff has to come to Austin and attend my 3-day conference on how we're going to change the face of law enforcement in Texas, starting with a zero-tolerance policy on any cops that violate a citizen's civil rights and or conducts an illegal search or arrest. They'll be fired within 24 hours.
All right.
Yeah. Just like they have a zero-tolerance policy on you, we'll have one on them. You say, how do we do that? How are you going to do that, Barry? Well, when Candy and I sue cops, because that's our job, it's the Attorney General that blindly defends the corruption. Those lawsuits will come to me. I'm going to make announcements across Texas as Attorney General that if you've had your rights violated or you've had an illegal search conducted on you, sue that department and I will not back them up. I'll approve it. Which means that department's insurance company will have to pay the lawsuit. You get too many of those and the insurance company tells the police department, because they did it. They went to my chief and said, if Barry gets any more lawsuits, we're dropping you. Now there's a city without insurance. So what that do? That made me quit doing those things. They won't be able to handle all the lawsuits. Can I change the laws in the state of Texas? No, the voters do that. But I can say, hey, we got question and answers coming up. I know, brother. I feel it too. I'm excited. I can't change the laws like pot laws, but I can announce that if a citizen in Texas is ever searched or arrested for pot, according to the Constitution of the United States, and even stronger, the Constitution of Texas, in the Texas Attorney General's opinion, that is an unreasonable search and seizure, and that citizen can sue, and I'll approve it. That will eliminate these 830,000 pot arrests a year that our country does, Texas doing a large majority of those. I'm also going to make sure that every police officer has a real class in compassion training. You know how they have to be shot with the taser? To carry a taser? They're going to have to spend at least a night, 2 or 3 in jail. Not in population. I don't want them to get hurt. But I want them to see what it feels like before they're just so quick to snap the cuffs on somebody and take their freedom from them with zero compassion. Has anybody ever seen Idiocracy?
Yeah, love it.
And those cops have them with the dog catcher thing? That's what it really looks like out here almost. They just don't have that yet. It's insane. You know it takes a special person today to be a cop? It takes a person that doesn't have compassion because they're operating under a corrupt system. So that if there's a system of corruption, and only certain people are going to be drawn to that.
Yep.
Your good people are not in the police departments right now. They're not sitting there in judge robes and prosecutors. It's horrible. They're crazy.
Yep.
You hear me? They're really crazy. It's so un-American. So where was I at? Question and answers.
Good job, huh?
Okay, you first.
The largest voting bloc in the country is prisoners and their families.
And if the word ever got out about what you're doing in that voting block, you'd be the next Attorney General.
He brings